Hello YouTube. My name is Sean Tucker, and if you're looking at my head, I know it's kind of weird to have a big, nice kind of curvature going to like a central part. 3 weeks ago, I had a cranioplasty. Um, I disabled chat on here because I felt that it would distract me. The intent of this live video is for I'm basically using the live function to create video to gain some views from other video featuring me doing physical therapy at Shirley Ryan downtown in Chicago with two of my favorite physical therapists there. Which one I went to elementary school with his daughter. His name is Warren. Over a year ago, I had a massive cranial stroke. I'm sorry if I'm doing too much movement. You can still see the curvature. Uh, 3 weeks ago, I had a cranioplasty to correct the craniotomy I had in June last year, and it itches a lot, so I have to scratch it or it's going to irritate me. I got dandruff flakes, huge clumps of dandruff flakes building up on top of my scalp. I can't actually feel right here the sensation of touch. I can feel it in the back pretty good. I can feel it on this side. I had a right side brain stroke, a right hemisphere brain stroke that kind of left most of my left side of my body impaired. My aunt Dolores seems to think I'm a miracle because I retained most of my cognitive activity because it was actually really a central brain stroke that heavily affected the right side. So if you hear this loud hissing noise in the background with the audio, that's because I'm on my Surface Pro 3 that I purchased from a friend. Oh, sorry. The medication they give me heavily affects me and it makes me drowsy. And I scratch my head a lot because, like I said beforehand, it itches. After the post op, it started itching a lot where the incisions were made. And they only washed my hair one time after, so, and that's when they took the staples out, and it's still kind of healing. And right now, I'm in an assisted living home on the south side of Chicago, in there, 75th Street, a place called the Villa at Windsor Park. In case anybody ever wanted to come and visit. So I'm getting all dandruff flakes on my body. I just got through having a bad bath. I refused to shower today just because it's hard for me to transition to the shower chairs in the shower room here at the assisted living home without having two people to give me support. Just because I had to put all of my body weight on my right side when I transitioned from my wheelchair. I'm really necessary. I'm making this video so that people can share it in attempt to getting more views on my other video for my physical therapy. that I had there at Shirley Ryan downtown, uh, South Erie Street. I think it's South Erie. It's either South Erie, East Erie. I would say that's East Erie because the place is pretty close to Navy Pier, and Navy Pier is on the east side of Chicago. If you hear a lot of beeping in the background, that's because my Discord is open. Um, I'm a fan of a lot of things, and I add Discord groups just because I like chatting with people. Since I have nothing else to do, I was pretty active before the stroke happened. So around 2013, um, I started dating the mother of my child, my firstborn child, Christine. You also hear those notification pings. I'm a Windows user, and those are notifications from like that. So those notifications from like different applications on the Windows, the Microsoft stores, or from Chrome. And so a lot of things from 2013 for me have went downhill. It was kind of like a coaster ride. I had a lot of happy moments from the time I had started dating my child's mother, and I would say 2013 or 12 or 2000. I would rather say 2011 when my grandfather passed away. It had heavily affected my family, especially my grandmother, because she was so heartbroken that she just ended up getting sick, and then she had ovarian cancer, and the ovarian cancer took a toll on her health and her physical health and her mental health, and she ended up passing away not too long after he passed away. And so from two simultaneous deaths and my family, from the two people who raised me to be the man I am today, while my mother was dealing with her things in her life, and me not knowing who my father was at that time, to me trying to get to know a person who claimed he was my father, I was going through a lot as an adolescent or a young man. I can't say adolescent. I was at that time I was in my early 20s when I lost both of my grandparents. Um, and I was going through a rough patch of losing them while I was in college. Um, Also dealing with feelings I had for a friend at one point that I couldn't venture with because she had a boyfriend at the time. So things kind of had took like the worst turn possible. Sorry, my head is really itching. Nitty's old incision. They took the staples out uh, this past Monday for the incisions, but I have this horrible dry scalp that I've had since I was a young kid. But if you can, I have a link in the description of this video and the other video to a GoFundMe page where I'm trying to raise $5,000 for physical therapy. The $5,000 isn't necessarily only for physical therapy. It's also for some machines that will go along with helping me regain mobility and motor function with my left arm and my left leg, called the Bioness H200 and a Bioness L300 Go. I mean, where everything really took the downfall at was around 2014 and 2015 when my child's mother was being heavily infidelis. I guess that's a word. Was heavily active on impulses of infidelity. She was having multiple affairs with multiple guys she had met on Facebook and stuff like that. And at one point, she wanted an open relationship, and I'm never against any kind of relationship, but certain relationships aren't for me. I clearly discussed that with her and told her that if we had entered an open relationship, that I was going to explore other options too. And she didn't like that, so um, we kind of tried to keep the relationship we had together for as long as we could, and ended up getting pregnant in 2015. Well, rather 2000, the end of 2000, well, the mid summer of 2014, which led to my first child. Her name is Christine. Her first name is Rayshawn. Her middle name is Christine, and she's named after my grandmother who passed away. So I just want to keep that because my grandmother meant a lot to me. I'm trying not to cry right now, so it's just a lot not being able to do for all the people I want to do for her, especially since in late 2017, I ended up getting another job at FedEx. And 3 months after I got the job, I ended up getting a promotion to a team lead. And I was like, it was one of the things, most happiest moments in my life, besides becoming a father and actually being able to work for Google for a short period of time as a temp worker during a Google Express department run. So if you can, please help me with trying to raise the money for stroke physical therapy rehabilitation and also occupational therapy, and also so that I can use those aforementioned machines, the Bioness, and trying to get me back in Shirley Ryan as an inpatient. My insurance cut me off because I hadn't worked that long at FedEx Express, and I was no longer an active employee, so I wasn't building a revenue or contributing to the company. And the insurance doesn't feel that physical therapy is medically necessary, but my doctor and my neurosurgeon and my neurologist feel that it is necessary and want me to engage in physical therapy just to regain the mobility and the motor functions I had before the stroke happened. I'm in this because I don't like looking at the top of my head. Kind of looks like a weird hairy penis tip. So